Hey, Russell Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. Today is Thursday. Thursday what? Thursday, January 15th, 2026. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm Russell L. Edmond, aka Russell of Hotels. I do this daily check-in. It's all about the world of hospitality. Okay. So I do this daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So today's Thursday. I'm doing it today. And guess what? I got one more day to do it. And that's Friday. That's tomorrow. But I also do a show called On Air with Russell of Hotels, which is that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. It's all about hospitality as well. I do that on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. PST. That means Pacific Standard Time here in California. I'm here in California. And did you guys know, man, there's been a lot of earthquakes going on here. I'm not sure if you guys know people outside of this greater LA area, but it seemed like every night I'm getting a rumble or something. It's a quick jolt. It's not anything, bad, but it does get your attention, right? So I don't think it's just me, but I know other people have been experiencing it as well. And then also the weather has changed, right? So it was cooler, like just last week. It was, it was sweater weather. Somebody have to wear a damn jacket at night, right? If you're going outside. But the last couple of days during the day, at least, has been in the 80s. So I don't know if there's some correlation between the earthquakes and the weather. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to get that involved in it, but I just want to let you know this is, California, LA. And that's what I'm dealing with right now. Okay. Maybe other people aren't dealing with it, but I'm just letting you guys know because that's just how I am. Right. So anyway, once again, On Air with Russell of Hotels. If you didn't check it out, it comes on every Tuesday. If you didn't check it out, just go to the same platforms because we're live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, which is a gaming platform. Maybe you didn't know that. And Facebook. Now, let me give you some information about Facebook. But before I say that, you can make chats if you're on any of those platforms. Feel free to, make a chat or go into the chat, make comments, whatever, because it's all about engagement with me. I love when people come on and engage and ask questions or make comments or just to let me know that you're there, right? Because I know there's people there, but people don't always say anything, and that's okay. But if you're there, shit, you might as well say something. You might as well say something. So yeah, so my chat is open, and I'll put if you make a comment, I'll make sure I put your comment on the screen in real time so the whole world can see it. Okay, the whole world. So let me get back to Facebook. Okay, so as people probably can see now, I'm on my main Facebook page, okay? And for I don't know, it's been maybe a couple years I was not able to do this show and transmit to that Facebook page because and it was all my fault, right? I forgot the password, right? So I forgot my password, but you know how Facebook should help you or they're supposed to help you recover the password. So you say forgot my password, you click on it and it's supposed to send you a link, send you a thing so you can reset it on your phone, right? It's supposed to send it to your phone, whatever. Well, it never did that. I would do it and I would never get an email. I never would get a text message. I never would get anything. But yesterday, I was trying out this new platform. I'm using the Restream platform now, but I was using this other one just to experiment and see what the difference between that one and Restream would be. And it asked me if I wanted to go to Facebook. I wanted to set it up on Facebook. And I did, and it gave me options. And make a long story short, when I asked for the password, it did send me the link or the what do you call it? Like a code for via my phone and everything. And I was like, and it reset it. And I'm like, what the hell? All this work I've been stressing out over this stuff, and all of a sudden I tried a new thing and it just pops up. Bing. I'm like, this is some BS. But anyway, so now I'm on my regular Facebook page, the one that everyone sees. So I'm actually happy about that, right? So I don't know if I came off as not being happy, but I'm happy about that. So so anyway, so welcome to that new audience of people on Facebook that don't know who the heck I am. Anyway, but I'm Russell L. Edmond. I go by the name of Russell of Hotels. I'm all about hospitality hotels, tourism boards, CVBs, which stands for Convention and Visitors Bureau, or DMOs, Destination Marketing Organization, that marketing arm of a city or a destination. So I talk about all that stuff, right? And, I do group meetings for companies and organizations. So, I mean, that's what I do. That's why I travel a lot because of that. My job is to find, it's called hotel site selection. I help these companies and organizations find that right hotel for their next meeting, conference, retreat, or whatever. No matter where it is, it can be anywhere throughout the world. The only caveat is it's a group. So 10 rooms or more on a peak night. I can only do that, right? It has to be 10 rooms or more. I'm not going to do it for one room. Okay. That's not me. That's someone else to do that. But no, 10 rooms or more, I'll do. And of course, a lot of them come with meeting space as well. So my job is to go and just kind of check out the hotels that they may be interested in, those particular destinations that they choose, and meeting space, food and beverage, all that kind of stuff. And I help them with contracts and whatever else that needs to be done, transportation, whatever needs to be done to get them to and from where they're starting to where the meeting is and back. So that's my job. And then also I've been putting forth a lot of effort on this, is elevating one's brand. Okay. So if that's hotel brands, if that's your own brand, whatever the heck it is, but anything within the hospitality space. So it's all about visibility, right? Which is the reason why I do what I do, right? The reason why you're seeing me is because you have to remain visible. If you want people to know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them, you have to remain visible. Now, it wouldn't work for me if I didn't do that, right? Maybe there's other ways that people can do things. I don't know what they are, but I know for me, and I know for a lot of hotels and people within hotels, if you're not in front of people, it's not going to work, right? But who said you had to be physically in front of someone? Who said that? I mean, you can be virtually in front of someone. You can have a presence without being present. That was my term. I came up with that one. Okay. Be present without have a presence without being present. Okay. No one is saying that but me. Okay. But that's what you have to do, right? You have to be visible. You have to be consistent in this visibility. You got to be intentional with this visibility as well. Okay. And what I've been finding out is that a lot of hotels and a lot of destinations are not intentional about being visible, and they're not consistent about it. So my job is to assist them with that. Okay. So I'll never do one of these shows where I'm not showcasing a hotel or a destination. Okay. And today's no exception, because I happened to be at a hotel yesterday that I went to check out. They just finished their renovation. It's been like a long time, and I kind of forgot about it last year. I'm not sure when they finished the renovation, but I think I was there maybe mid year last year, let's say June, and the renovation was still going on. So I said, well, let me just give them to the end of the year, and I'll come back. Well, end of the year is come and gone, and I forgot. So just yesterday, I said, you know what? Darn it. I'm going to go check out the Radisson. Oh my God, that was a faux pas. The Hyatt Regency LAX. Now, I did a little slip there because there's a fun fact about this hotel that I will let you know in a little bit. But it's the Hyatt Regency Los Angeles International Airport. And for people that are on the outside, that's the closest you can get to LAX. That's the closest hotel that you can get to LAX. The Hyatt Regency LAX, right there on the corner of Sepulveda and Century. Okay. Big box hotel, 579 rooms, I believe, 50,000 square feet of meeting space, and yeah, and on and on and on. So anyway, we're going to get into that in a minute, but I just wanted to give you like a little intro. Normally I don't do that, but I gave you a little intro to what's going on here. I guess it's for the new people that may not, know who the heck I am or what I do or how I can help them. So there you go. And these daily check-ins don't have to be that long. I'm shooting for about 20, 25 minutes. But it's based on people chatting or making comments in the chat, and I welcome that stuff too. So if I'm here an hour, that's okay. So don't get it twisted that I got to get off in 20 minutes. No, I'm here for you. Okay, so there you go. I'm here for you. Excuse me. Hold on one second. I have to drink a little bit of water. Do you know what a podcaster's best friend is? Water. Because we talk so much and we get a little parched. And sometimes we have to take a little drinky poo. Okay. I'm being a drinky poo. Really, Russell? Are we saying that today? So let me just make sure I got my stuff queued up. I'm looking at my iPad. So I got all my information here. See, people don't realize the production that goes on here, right? You know, the table that I'm sitting on, or well, not the table, my laptop is sitting on. And I just had this phone call yesterday, real quick, from a good friend of mine who was thinking about putting a podcast studio in his garage. He had converted his garage and he said, you know, this would be perfect for a podcast studio. So he calls me knowing that I do podcasts, right? So I said, yeah, I mean, that's fine. You can do that. That's great. I mean, if you have the space to do it, that's fine. But I showed him, and this was via phone. We're on our phones, right? And I said, hey, you have FaceTime? I said, FaceTime me real quick. And I showed him the little corner that I use. It's not a whole garage. It's not my entire, because I'm in a corner of my family room, which is downstairs, right? So it's kind of, some people come in and say, oh, is this your man cave? You know, no, it's the family room. It's just that it happens to be downstairs. And yeah, I do spend most of my time down here, right? So alone. So, and that's fine, right? But I'm in a literal corner of this family room, right? So from this desk, the corner right here to there, I don't know if that's, I don't know, is that 3 feet? Maybe 4 feet? Yeah, I'm gonna say 4 feet because this table right here is 4 feet. So it's like 4 by 4, the space that I'm in right now. So, and people don't know I'm sitting on a lawn chair. I'm actually sitting on a lawn chair. But that's the beauty of, you know, the film, I mean, the camera, the angle, and all that stuff. People wouldn't know that, right? So I said that to say this. Yeah, if you have the space to do it like a podcast studio, that's fine. But I would suggest you do it not with tables, but like with couches, or, you know, big fluffy comfortable chairs, and then with a boom microphone and stuff like that. That's how I would do it, right? If I was going to do a full-fledged podcast studio, or if I was going to utilize one again, it would definitely be one that was a lot more comfortable, with couches and, you know, big chairs and things like that, because I think we have evolved away from, you know, sitting in front of a table, you know, on side of each other or whatever. No, the big chairs with multiple cameras, multiple angles, so at least three cameras, you know, that go back and forth between who's having the conversation. Then you got one in the middle to see both people that are having the conversation. So that's what I would recommend, right? So there you go. There you go. I don't know if that helped anyone out other than the gentleman I was talking to yesterday, but I just had to say that, right? So anyway, let's get into this. I said this 20-25 minutes, right? And I'm talking, it's already 13 minutes. So, and like I said, I was the hotel I'm showcasing today is, and I have a topic today as well. So is the Hyatt Regency LAX Century Boulevard. See, didn't I just say that? Now, what's the fun fact about this hotel? The fun fact about this hotel is I used to work there. I used to be the director of sales and marketing. In fact, this building was the first, my first, wait, was it my first hotel? Is it? No, my first big box hotel. So this was a goal of mine was to be, once I got into sales, I said, I want to be a director of sales and marketing at a big box property. Now, big box is like probably over 300 rooms, right? So, but I had specific numbers, right? I wanted 500 rooms with 40,000 square feet of meeting space. Okay, that's what I wanted, right? And coming from the Westin Bonaventure downtown as a national account manager, I believe that was my title. I don't remember, but it was 1,300 rooms, 110,000 square feet. So I got my, you know, I learned a lot from the big box, that big box hotel, because that's a convention style hotel, right? So that was before LA Live, you know, and the JW and the, all those Marriott products that are down there now next to Staples Center or Crypto Arena. Those weren't even there when I worked at the Bonaventure. Okay. So the Bonaventure was the main hotel. So, and then learning from that, I said, you know what? There's a couple positions that came available. One was at the Radisson LAX. Guess what? The Radisson LAX is now the Hyatt LAX, right? Same property. It was rebranded. Okay. So it went through a couple different names. But when I worked there, same footprint. I mean, the design has changed, thank God, but it's the same hotel that I worked in. So when I say I used to work there, I didn't work for Hyatt. I worked for the building. I worked in that same building, which happened to be branded a Radisson back in the day. So, but it made me reach my goal of 500 rooms. This one is 579 rooms. I said 40,000 square feet of meeting space. It's 50,000. So I was right there, right? And after I got that, which was like, I didn't say, I'm not gonna say I got that job pretty quickly. No, it did. It seemed like when I got into sales, it seemed like it progressed pretty quickly. And then once I got that, I'm like, now what do I do? What the hell will I do now? I got it. Hey, I was on top of the world. I was I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. I'm not gonna say what I was thinking. But anyway, let's move on. So once again, the hotel I'm showcasing is the Hyatt Regency LAX, Century Boulevard, right there by LAX, the closest hotel you can get. In fact, if you're flying Southwest Airlines, you can just walk to that terminal. You don't even have to wait for the shuttle, which is going to take forever anyway. You can walk just straight down. It's almost like walking down Century Boulevard, but you're crossing the street. And then once you cross the street, you're on the grounds of the airport. You just keep going and you'll run right into Terminal 1, which is Southwest Airlines. So it probably would take you all of less than 10 minutes to walk there, even if you got a bunch of bags. So anyway, so yeah, I've done that before. And another thing, if you're taking Uber or Lyft from the airport, LAX, walk across the street, catch Uber or Lyft from the Hyatt. It's going to be a lot cheaper because everybody has to pay a tax, airport tax, if you will, taxi cabs as well. Catch those or summon them or call them, whatever we do for Uber and Lyft, app them. What do we call it? I'm gonna order your car when you get to the Hyatt because it's the closest hotel, right? Because it's gonna save you probably 10 to 20 bucks. Just so you know, I'm just letting you know. I'm just kind of giving you some game right now. Now, if you don't want to take it, that's up to you. But I'm just telling you that's what you should do because that's what I do, and it does come out to be cheaper. So I'm not just saying that. So anyway, World of Hyatt. Are you a member of the World of Hyatt? You should be. That's their frequent stay program. So no matter if you're staying at Hyatt, Marriott, Holiday Inn, which is IHG, Hilton, whatever, make sure you're a member of whatever their frequent stay program is, because you're going to get some perks. You're going to get some things, right? You're going to accumulate points, especially if it's on someone else's dime. So I travel, right? Someone else is paying for me to travel. So I make sure I take advantage of those things, right? I mean, you're crazy not to. I've been doing this so long, right, that even if I don't get upgrades like on planes, like Delta Airlines, right? I get my bags for free now. I mean, they travel for free, because that's like 40 bucks, right? So I just use my points for that. I may not get the upgrades and all that, but I at least get, my bags will fly for free. You know what I mean? So take advantage of those things. Believe me, it comes in handy and you'll be thanking me later. Okay. So anyway, World of Hyatt, Hyatt Regency LAX, 579 guest rooms, 50,000 square feet of meeting space. And I got a couple of pictures. That's actually at the front desk. Now, everything has been done here, redone, entire lobby, the guest rooms, restaurant, things have been moved around right where this space is. And I took this space specifically because there used to be an escalator right here. So a lot of people maybe they had never been there before. There used to be the huge escalator going, up and down right in this area. Well, they moved all that out. It took them a while to do that. But there's so much space where you can just spread out and sit and just watch people. It's just amazing how they transform the space. And the space is huge. I mean, there's so much space. I mean, they're probably like, well, should we put, some tables here, some chairs there, or what else could we put a pond in the middle now? Now we don't have the escalator. I'm sure they're still trying to figure out what the heck they're going to do. But this is part of the lobby area. The bar. Okay, so they relocated the bar. So once you came through the door and made a right, the bar was just right there, right? Well, they moved all that around, and now the bar is where the restaurant used to be, and the restaurant is in another space. I mean, it's just, and they moved their offices. All the executive offices are on the other side of the hotel, so which gave space for the new restaurant and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just amazing the transformation that the hotel has done. Now I know this because I used to work there, right? So when I walk in there, like, oh my God, they really did a masterful job of renovating that hotel because I remember what it looked like before. The footprint of it. I mean, the footprint is still the same, but internally things have changed. So it's very, very nice. In fact, this slide right here, this is where the bar used to be. This is now meeting space. I mean, like, small meeting space. So most of their meeting space is on the second floor. So I'm limiting what I'm showing you today to everything on the first floor, the renovation they did on the first floor, because quite frankly, I didn't make it up to the second floor. I went and checked out a room and checked this out, the lobby level, and I didn't make it to the second floor, which is where the meeting space is. But yeah, so this is used to be the bar, and now they made it into some meeting space. I'm not sure if you just walk in here and just use this, or is this part of you have to pay for it? I'm not sure, but it's very nice. It's right off of the lobby. I mean, it's in the lobby, so it's just, I mean, it's enclosed, of course, but yeah, very nice. I mean, they did an excellent job on renovating. Now this is their market, right? Like, all the new hotels or the ones that have been renovated, now they have a market there. It doesn't matter if it's a select service hotel or a full service hotel, they always have a market in there, right? Well, this is self-serve market. So you have to have a key to get in there, right? You have to have a room key to get in there. You just can't walk in there and start buying stuff. Yeah, I'm sure we've been to the airport where you basically you pick up stuff and just walk out and it automatically charges you. But this has little kiosks. And I'm not sure if you can see that. It has little kiosks there. So you walk in with your room key, beep, go in there, you buy what you want, and then you go to the self-serve kiosk. And there's no one in there. There's nobody in there to help you. I don't know if you just pick up stuff and just walk out without paying. I don't think so. I think it has to, it reads when use your credit card or whatever. So, and it's not cash, it's cashless. So you have to pay a credit card or debit card or whatever to go in there. So I thought that was kind of cool, right? So they utilized some space that was not being used. And I'm like, this is just so creative. And I just love it, right? So who doesn't? In fact, what am I doing here? Okay, here I am. Woo-hoo. There you are. So, but yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. And then this is next to their pool. Now that building right there is not part of the hotel. So the pool is right there, right, and on the other side of that wall. But I want to take a picture of this green space, which means that's extended meeting space or event space. So a lot of groups want to do things outside, right? Maybe you can put some umbrellas and maybe do a barbecue pit or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of things. The possibilities are endless to get out of the meeting space, the traditional meeting space, and have something outside. So just because you're an airport property does not mean you don't have green space there, right? A lot of people think airport property, oh, I mean, what can we do? They can't be that creative. Well, BS. At the Hyatt Regency, you can be creative. You can have outside, and that's outside. And I specifically went outside to see. I was going to take a picture of the pool, but I needed the key to get in the pool, right? And I didn't have a key. And the pool is elevated, so it's not like I could just look over the wall and take a picture. The pool is up here, and you'd have to go up like a step to get there. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing all that. Okay, I'll have to do that on the next go round. But I really wanted to showcase the extended event space, which they do have. So, and then of course I can't go check out a hotel without showing you the guest rooms. So this was a standard room. This is what I just asked for. I said, give me a standard room because I know one of the bellmen there, and he used to be there when I was there, right? Years ago. So he's been there well over 24 years. And every time I go in there, he's in there. Probably the most reliable employee I've ever worked with or worked around. His name is Dwayne. So if you're ever at the Hyatt Regency LAX and you need help, he's a bellman there. Just ask for Dwayne and tell him that Russell of Hotels mentioned you and he talked very highly of you because he's a great guy, very professional, like I said, and reliable. He's been there 24 years, probably never missed a day, never been late. Okay, I can say that. But I asked him, say, hey, is it possible I can check out a guest room? He said, yeah. He goes to the front desk, gets one. He said, hey, do you want a suite? I said, no. I want what everybody gets. I don't need a suite. I'm nobody special. I just want to see what the standard room would be. And this is a standard room. And they've been renovated as well, right? So I was blown away by the renovation because when I was there years ago, it did not look like this. It was not nice like this. Okay. I mean, although there's different times, but nice and not nice, right? This is extremely nice. Anybody would be happy to stay at this hotel in a room like this. I mean, just believe me. And I only took a couple shots. Well, I'm only going to show you a couple shots. But this, of course, is a king bed. There's a couch over there. You look out the window. You have views of LAX. Planes coming in, planes leaving. Very nice. And this is just another TV right there next to that yellow chair. You see the yellow chair on the right? That's the TV right there. So it's kind of interesting, flat screen, very thin TV. And so there you go. So that's boom. That's it, right? That's it for there. So check out if you need a hotel, you need to be close to LAX. I know a lot of people like they'll be in Los Angeles, right? Maybe they're staying in Pasadena or downtown, and they'll call me and ask me, "Hey, I need to be at a hotel near LAX because we have a early flight and we don't want to get caught up in traffic and all that stuff. Can you recommend a hotel that has airport shuttle and is close to the airport?" The Hyatt LAX, Hyatt Regency LAX. I always refer to them. So boom, there you go. So if you're listening to this, you may not have known about the Hyatt Regency LAX. But yeah, so they have their own transportation. So and they have their own parking there too. So if you're flying in from somewhere else, you're staying at the Hyatt, they have their own parking. So it's right there. I mean, abundance of parking. I don't mean just regular hotel parking. I mean, if you like park and fly kind of parking, okay, it's right next to the hotel. So very convenient for all that, for parking, to stay there. They have a restaurant there. And you saw the guest room. So just think of what the suites look like if the guest rooms look like that. So anyway, topic for today. Oh man, I'm just talking today. Can you believe it? I see no comments, no chat. No one wants to chat with me today. What's going on? Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. No, I didn't miss anything. So no one wants to chat with me today. That's all right. We're going to get to this topic real quick. Okay, so the topic, 3 ways to take advantage of branding opportunities at conferences. Now, I go to a lot of conferences, right? And a lot of people that watch the show, they go to a lot of conferences. How do I know that? Because I see them there, okay? So I see them at some of the same conferences that I go to. Last year, I think I went to at least 10 conferences, and those are not the ones I plan. Okay, those are ones, outside of the ones that I plan. Now, if I counted all of them, it'd probably be about 15 that I went to last year. So, but when I mean conferences for like meeting planners, meeting professionals, hotel salespeople, or destination salespeople, or tourism salespeople, we have those one-on-one meetings and appointments and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's what I'm talking about, right? So 3 ways to take advantage of branding opportunities at conferences. Let me read this first. Conferences aren't just about showing up. They're about showing up with intention. There goes that intention thing, right? Too many professionals attend conferences hoping something happens instead of creating visibility opportunities on purpose. Today, I want to share 3 top ways. I always limit it to 3 things because, I want it to be easily digested. 3 ways to take advantage of branding opportunities at conferences, whether you have a booth or not. So it doesn't matter if you have a booth, Doesn't matter if you have one-on-one appointments, whatever. This is for you, right? So just take it, just take it as just information. I mean, you can take it and do whatever you want to do with it. Some people will just opt to like say, you know what, Russell, I don't need to hear this from you. Okay. I get enough from my own director. I don't need to hear all this. Oh man, that was a good one. I don't know why I'm laughing about that, but obviously I've been in that situation where people will say that to me. But so so top three ways to take advantage of branding opportunities at conferences. Number one, and of course, I have them written down here, but you don't have to write them down. I'm going to put these on my website, on my blog. Now, let me just tell you this. It may not be, I don't know. I can do it today. Well, my website is in progress of being updated. Okay, so and it's not supposed to be completed until Sunday of this week, or I guess that's next week. And so I haven't been putting things on there. Normally, I will update it and put things on there, but because I'm having someone kind of redo it and refocus some things, when I'm gonna have the capability of, check this out. When I put things like on LinkedIn or whatever, it will automatically go to my blog. That's what I'm looking forward to. So when I post things on LinkedIn, they're automatically going to post there. But that hasn't happened yet because it's not due to be completed until Sunday. So, well, I guess what I'm saying is I probably won't I'm telling you that I'll put these on my blog at the end of the show, but it probably won't happen. Okay. Just so you know. So, but wait until after Sunday and I will. Okay. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So number one, and I ramble a lot, as you can see. Number one, be visible before you ever arrive. So before you even get there, you should do something. Is that what you're saying? Huh. I don't know about that one, Russell. But what do you mean by that? Um, be visible before you ever arrive. Branding starts before the badge is printed. You know how they send us these badges? We pick them up, or sometimes we print them out here at home or in our offices before we get there. So branding starts before the badge is printed. Post that you're attending. I see a lot of people do this, but everybody doesn't do it. And I guess everybody never will do it. But I get a few people that say, hey, I'm going to be at IMEX. IMEX is a huge conference that we go to. I'm going to be at the Next Connect. It's in Philadelphia. I'm going to be at PCMA, which was just last week. So let people know that you're going, and then that way they can, act accordingly. Maybe, oh my God, I didn't have an appointment with them, but I know they're going to be there. Maybe I can set up something before everything starts. Maybe we can go to lunch or dinner, have drinks or whatever. So that gives the opportunity for people to know that you're there, that you're going to be there, and maybe we can plan something, before the conference starts, after the conference, sometimes during breaks or whatever, because everybody has their own schedule. Everybody gets busy at some of these conferences. But if they didn't know you're going to be there, I mean, how many times we go to a conference and you run into somebody that, you have been wanting to meet, right? Oh my God, I know you're going to be here. Well, had you or them posted, maybe they would have seen it, and maybe you can plan ahead of time. So that's basically what that's for, right? So be visible before you ever get there. Okay. When you know you're going to go, let people know that you're going to be there. Post that you're attending. Share who you want to meet with and why. Schedule meetings in advance. A lot of times you have to do that. Let people recognize your name before they see your face. There's a lot of people there that you don't know, right? So let people know who you are by your face and whatever. Okay, that's what I do. I post things before I get there. I let people know I'm going to be there. And when I do these shows, I let people know, hey, I'm going to PCMA. It's in Philadelphia next week. I'll be there. Hope to see you there. Boom, done. Okay. So if people don't know you're coming, they won't look for you. Did you hear that one? If people don't know you're coming, they won't look for you. That's a good one, Russell. Russell's coming up with some good stuff today. Number two, treat every interaction as a brand moment. At a conference, you are the brand. Well, just in general, you're a brand, right? A lot of people they tend to forget that the brand is them. You are the brand. The brand starts with you. You may represent a brand, that may be a hotel or a destination, but people they want to have conversation with you about that destination or that hotel, right? They have to find out about you. You have to tell your story. They're interested in you. Like, hey, how did you get the name Russell of Hotels? What does that mean? I get that all the time, right? Russell of Hotels. What does that mean? I've been intrigued about this. I've been wanting to meet with you because I need to know how you got that name. Believe me, I didn't heard it all, right? And I explained that gives me an opportunity to start talking about my brand and me and what I do and all that stuff. And then in turn, it comes to them. But a lot of times they lead off with that. So let people know. Tell the story. At a conference, you are the brand, how to introduce yourself, how you listen, where you sit. All that stuff matters. All that stuff matters. Do you sit at the very back where no one can see you? And are you the last one in and the first one out? Well, they'll never see you then, right? So you know what I do? I sit in the middle. I don't sit in the back. I don't sit in the very front. I sit in the middle. Then that way you're seeing at least some of the people that are walking by you, right? They're like, hey, how you doing? Tapping you on, hey, what's going on? That kind of stuff. So don't sit at the door, okay? Definitely don't be the last one. And I'm always on. You guys know I do. I do this daily check-in on Monday with Tiffany English. Now, Tiffany doesn't want me to say this, and hopefully she's not on this. She's not listening. She's not watching. She is notoriously late for meetings or like the morning breakfast thing, right? She'll come right when it's about to start. I mean, you have to be there early because that's when people have time to talk. When the thing is starting, when the session is started or breakfast is starting, you're always going to have a guest speaker in the morning or whatever. No one's talking about trying to meet somebody at that time. So that's why I get there early because one, I get to choose my seat. Two, there's people that will come in when I'm there and we get a chance to have conversations or whatever. So even if I didn't have a meeting with them planned, I can meet them then, right? Because remember, you're representing your brand, whatever that brand is, you're there. So take advantage of all the time that you have because a lot of these conferences are like a day and a half. They're not like a whole week, right? So the connects and the North Stars and all that, maybe they go 2 days at the most, right? So take advantage of the time. Don't waste money and time, screwing around. Get there, get on to the events on time. Don't miss the buses, all that stuff. I'm not saying this Tiffany does. I'm not saying that. I didn't say that. And don't anybody tell her that I said that. So once again, treat every interaction as a brand moment at the conference. You are the brand. So how you introduce yourself, how you listen, where you sit, those are all important. How you engage in hallways, lounges, and receptions. Make sure you go and talk to people. Start off small and work your way up. Like, hey, what are you drinking? What is that? What kind of food is that? Are those vegan? Is that plant-based? That's how I start things, right? Because do you know when I go to these conferences, this is sometimes it can be kind of comical because before you go to the conference, they'll ask you what your dietary needs are or dietary restrictions are. Are you vegan? Are you gluten free? Are you allergic to anything? Right? Well, you guys know I don't eat meat, right? Or maybe you don't. Now you do. I don't eat meat. So I make sure I make it a point to let them know, hey, I'm vegan or plant based, whatever. Boom. And normally there's food for you to eat, but sometimes there's not. And what they'll have me do is get a hold of like the banquet captain because they've already given them my name, right? Like, oh, this guy's going to come and ask you for the vegan option, right? And I go and do it, and they bring out something that looks nothing like anyone else has. And a lot of times it's good. It's for the most part, it's always good, and it always looks different, right? So they come out and they're bringing it out, and they're like presenting it, opening it up, and people are like, "Oh my God, what did you get? How'd you get that? How do I get one of those? That looks better than what I'm eating." I'm always encountering that stuff, and that's a good thing, right? So that's another way to get your brand out. Now, I didn't specifically do it for that, right? For the shock value or for the brand value. And I didn't do it for that. I mean, this is just me, but I take advantage of it, right? So even if, because a lot of times there's stuff on the buffet that I don't have to ask for the special meal because there's enough things, enough different items on, the buffet that they've put out that I don't have to do that, right? But sometimes there's just not enough, and I have to, contact the banquet captain and say, "Hey, I'm Russell and blah blah." "Oh yeah, we got your stuff in the back. Where are you sitting?" "I'm sitting over here." And they'll walk in like this, and there's a lid on it, and they take it off, and everybody at the table is like, "What the heck is going on here? How did you get that? Who are you again?" And next thing you know, it starts a conversation. "How long you been plant-based? How long this? What do you do again?" And looking at my name tag. And maybe I don't know who they are, or they don't know me. So they're looking at my name badge, and that starts a conversation. And it's all about the brand, right? Now they know Russell, they know Russell of Hotels, and guess what? They know Russell don't eat meat. And believe me, I go to conference after conference after conference, and people know that. They're like, "Hey, you're the guy that doesn't eat meat, right?" Yeah, that's me. Woo, man, that was a good one. So, okay, number three. Number three, and it's the last one. I only do three. Capture and share the experiences in real time. What does that mean? If you don't document it, the moment ends when the conference does. Short videos. Let's do that. Okay. I do videos all the time. I take pictures. I do videos. I post them. I post them when I'm there. I don't wait to go home or get back to my office and do it. I post while I'm there. I do lives while I'm there in my room, on the floor, meaning on the conference room floor, outside on breaks or whatever. I'm showing the video of the food, everything, what's going on, the excursions that we do. Maybe we go check out another hotel, or maybe we'll go to Top Golf or something like that. I'll take photos of all that stuff and people interacting and all that stuff. I think that's a good way of getting your brand out there. Photos with content, quick insights from the floor. There you go. Like, "Hey, I'm live here at the North Star Destination Southeast. Boom. Post while you're there, not weeks later. You'll forget that stuff, right? They forget the stuff. Post while you're there. You can post later too, but post while you're there. Why not? In closing, conferences aren't about collecting business cards. We'll all go there to get the business cards, right? Who even has business cards anymore? I'm scanning things now. But anyway, they're about creating familiarity, and familiarity leads to trust. Okay. The more familiar people are with you, the more trust that builds. Okay. And trust leads to opportunity. If they don't know you, if they're not having a conversation with you, they might not even know who you work for or what you represent, right? But the more they become familiar with you, the more they have conversation with you, the more you're going to find out what they do, who they are, what they do, and how they can help you. What do you think about that? Let's see. I see a chat somewhere. Hey, Craig Giangrosso, what's going on? Thank you so much for joining. Craig is out there in Houston area. So, conferences are not about business cards or collecting them. Just become familiar. Trust leads to opportunity. If you attend conferences without a branding strategy, you're leaving value on the table. Visibility, which I've always talked about, visibility isn't luck, it's a strategy. Okay. So it's a strategy that you go to these things, right? That's part of why do you go to the conferences? It's part of a strategy, right? You need people to know about your property. Well, guess what? It starts with you. So you need people to know about you and the property or the destination that you represent. But it all starts with you. Okay. So just remember the brand is you. You may represent another brand, but it all starts with you because they're not going to call up the hotel. The hotel is not going to give them information, right? The hotel can't. You are the mouthpiece for the hotel, but it starts with you. So never start a conversation with, like, say, if I'm a hotel person or a CVB person, what do you have for me? What groups do you have? What do you represent? No, ask about them first. Ease into that. It's about relationships first. Okay. It's not about you got an RFP, request for proposal, right? No, it's not about that, right? And so many people, I have conversation with people all the time about that on both sides. So I'm telling the hotel and the DMC people or DMO people, hey, build the relationships, okay? And then I have this, the meeting planner people saying that, what's going on with these people? All they want is an RFP. Do you know what the percentage? I don't know what the percentage is, but it's very small. That people that go to conferences come away with hotel people and DMO people that go to conference that attend conferences walk away with business. The percentage is very small, okay, but the percentages are probably a lot larger when you get to know people. Okay, you get to know them. And then once you know them, then you know their property or their destination. Then it becomes top of mind, or at least that person becomes top of mind. So I know people that synonymous with the brands they represent. And that's what you want. As a salesperson, I always say this, right? You want to be synonymous with your brand. So when people think about Los Angeles, they think about, Anna Kim. When they think about Anna Kim, they think about Los Angeles, right? The destination, right? So that's what you want. And Anna Kim happens to work for, the DMO here in Los Angeles. Okay, Los Angeles Tourism Board. Okay, so I just use that as an example. Okay, so just remember those things. You want to be synonymous with that brand. If you're a salesperson, you need to be visible. You need to have a strategy to let people know that you are visible, that you're consistent, and you're being intentional about your visibility. Okay. So this whole year will be devoted to that. When it comes to me, every show that I do is going to have something to do with being visible, being consistent, and what's the other thing? I forgot. I forgot already. Right. So and being visible, being consistent, and being intentional. That's what I meant. So, and it's all about the strategy, right? That should be part of your strategy. I don't know if it's written anywhere on a marketing plan or whatever. You got sticky notes wherever, but it needs to be part of the plan. Okay. So there you go. That is it. I said I was going to be there 25 minutes, right? I'm at 47 minutes. Where did the time go? I don't know what the heck I got going on here, but like a top just winding up, right? So anyway, and now I'm done. Okay, so anyway, that is it. Once again, the hotel I showcased today was the Hyatt Regency LAX. There you go. Any questions at all? Feel free to reach out to me. I will give you my information right now. You always have to give your information. And let's see. Did you see the QR code? QR code. So there's my QR code. So just scan that QR code. All my information is there. My name, my website is there. My email, which you can contact me via email or you can send me messages on whatever platforms. But if you notice, every other scene that I went to had my QR code. So that's a new thing I'm trying, right? So, we have all this capability, this technology stuff, capabilities of being tech savvy and getting our information out there. But we got to use it, right? So I can tell you all the stuff, all the stuff I just mentioned, but if we're not using things for our brand, then we're missing the boat. So I would be doing myself and Russell of Hotels a great disservice if I was not, given the QR code that has my information on there. Because everybody does not know who I am. They don't know I exist. So my job is to make sure they do. Just like your job is to do that as well. So there you go. I think I see one more comment. Let me check that. Let me check that comment. Check out. Oh, this is what it does. Check this out. Okay. So I showed the QR code. That means somebody checked on it, right? Somebody clicked on it. So for anybody that clicks on the QR code, it gives me a notification that someone clicked on it. Boom. I didn't think it worked like that, but it did. And it comes in the comments. Man, ain't that something? I don't know who did it, but it will tell me that someone did. So there you go. So it works, right? So shout out to, man, I can't think of that guy's name now, but somebody told me to start using the QR code because you want to put out as much information as you can, right? So there you go. That is it. I think that's it. Is that it? Yeah, maybe so. Let's see. Do I have anything else I want to put out there? I just gave you the QR code so you can check that out. So that has all my information there. So you don't need that. So yeah, so once again, I'll just put that up there, and that's it. So this will be, available on the replay as well. So if you miss something on the show, just go to either LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook and do the replay, and any information that maybe you missed that you want more information on, just go back, rewind it, and it's there. Okay. QR code will be there as well. And I never delete any of these shows that I do. So once again, this is a daily check-in with Russell of Hotels every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I also do a show called On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. That's on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock PST. So that's 5 days a week of me. Can you believe that? 5 days a week of me talking like I'm talking now. So anyway, that is it because I'm running out of time. I'm